Okie dokie. And we meet again. Video number 6 of our Move language tutorial. In this video tutorial, we are going to take a look at error handling. We want to make sure that we apply error handling to our functions so then we know if there's something going on, we get that error code back and allow us to debug a lot easier. So there's two ways to do error handling in Move. There is assert and there's abort. Let's start with abort. I am going to do a very simple function that is going to pass a string value. And if the string value is equal to what I passed, then it's going to print it's correct. If it's not equal, then we want to abort and we want to show an error code. Let's do sample abort error. Okay, so we define this here, and what we're doing, we're passing here the string value. Okay, this will be, let's say, value here, and then we'll pass this to be string. And the logic behind the error is to stop it from executing. Like if you're doing a transfer, like let's say we're transferring tokens, and for some reason you have a parameter that if this account is not part of this group of accounts, you have some data that you want to confirm against. If it's not part, then you stop it with this assert or abort. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to say the following. If value, which is what we are going to provide when we do the call, is equal to UTF, you already know strings, okay? UTF-8, and we're passing byte, and we're saying net to def, okay? Then I want you to print UTF-8, and I want you to print this correct. Awesome. Okay. Else, if it's not equal, we want to say else, and we want to abort. Okay. When we type abort, we are triggering an error code. We have to provide that error code. Then you'll define what the error code is going to be. Let's say we have 4 functions here, and you have one assert or abort here. This will be 1. So place error code 1. So you know where the error originated, in which function. In my case, I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3. And we should see in the test that this was provided to us as the error code. So we know exactly where we fail when we did that function execution. Okay, let's test this out. So let me do the following. I'm going to do another test right down here. And by the way, because we are printing, then now I need this in the module, because now this is a function part of the module, which means that I have to add it here. And let me take it out because now it's available for both the test and the function in the module. Now let me do sample abort error. So I'm going to say test abort, and we don't need to retrieve any value. So I'm going to say sample abort. That was our function. It's expecting a string. So we're going to also pass the UTF-8. And by the way, I haven't defined this. I'm going to say use string because we're working with strings. Let me just import both the string type and UTF-8. So we can work with both, and we close this expression. Everyone is happy. We are good. Okay. So we got sample abort error. So let me make sure that it matches that function name. And now we have to pass that string value. Okay. I am going to pass same way as they did, UTF-8, and we are going to say B, and let's make sure that it works. And we see the print output first. We're passing exactly the same value that we are checking against, and we should obtain correct in the test output. Save this, give it a shot, clear, and try to see if we get errors. We got errors. I know what this is. Check this out. I got to put the reference. Now let's do it again. Boom. Awesome. And we definitely got the correct. Okay. And you can see this is all the loops that we wrote before. Now this is correct. Let's trigger that error. So all I have to do is just replace this with something else. I can say 2 here, and it's not going to match. Boom. We have errored out. Abort 1, 2, 3. That's our code. And we expected this to fail. Okay. How can I tell my test that this function I know is going to fail? There's a way to do that. We have to pass an attribute that it's called expected failure. Then Move is going to understand that it's expected to fail and it's going to pass. So let's do expected failure. Okay, so all I have to do here below test, expected failure. If you type this, then you can tell Move, hey, this is expected to fail. Let's give it a shot one more time. Boom, it passed. But actually it failed because, again, it's not matching. Okay, awesome. One more error handling that we are going to do and we're done. Okay, so we are going to now do the following. We are doing another function. Let me just copy to make it faster. This one is going to be sample assert. Different from this, I can do this whole condition with only one liner. I can say the following. I can say assert, bang, and now inside here, I am going to place that condition. If it's not matching that condition, that if here, which I am going to copy. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to throw it inside here. If this matches, then continue executing the function. If it doesn't match, then I want you to throw me that error code. And it's the same abort, okay? It's basically the same error code that we provided, which means that if this matches, I want you to print correct, which will be below that assert, right? If doesn't match, then I want you to give me that error code. So what we are doing now is the following. By the way, you have to provide that argument. The argument is the condition here. It needs to match, or else throw me this error code right here. So let's do this. Let me copy this one. And we are going to say function. And let's take out expected failure, and let's make sure that first it does work. And we are going to say test assert, okay? And we are going to say assert right here. That's the name of the function. And that's it. So let me go ahead and give it a shot. Boom, awesome. And we see here that we got correct. This is correct for the assert. Yeah, you can see here that it's been cut out, but basically, let me see if I can do this. Yeah, there you go. You can see here that for assert, the output was correct. And then it started with the loops below it. Okay, so it's correct, which means that it works. Now let's make it fail. And we want to see that error code to make sure that it does work. We should see the error code. Boom, and we have failed the assert. And again, I'm going to do this, and you can see it here, test assert, it has failed. And we know that it has failed because it matched this. It didn't match the string that we provided, okay? Awesome, and that's it. Now it's time for a quiz. Which of the following is a valid use case for the attribute expected failure? Allows a unit test to complete even with a function that is expected to fail. Marks a function as failed during the testing execution. Avoids a function from failing, or none of the above. Well, if you answer A, you are correct. Alrighty, we have reached the end of video number 6. See you on video number 7.